how to mute sound in your game, or reduce and increase its volume. All right, so I got this coin sound that I'm going to play when I collect coins. In order to manage sounds or music, we need to create two things. The first thing is called a sound class. We will need to assign every sound we have in our game to this. Optionally, you can separate VFX and/or other sounds in different classes. The second thing is a sound class mix. This is what we use to make changes to the sound class. There are some settings you can tweak when you open these up, but we don't need to do that for this tutorial. Open up your sound, and in the class section, assign it the class we made. You can see here that Unreal provides us with some classes by default. Feel free to use these as well. So first, let's make the coin play the sound. You can add a checkbox in your pause menu to toggle sound on or off. It needs to be scaled with the scale and not the size for some reason. Since we want sound to be on when we start the game, let's set its default state to checked. Add an event for onCheck state changed. Connect it to a branch and use its Boolean as a condition. Set sound mix class override, followed by this node here. Copy these and paste below. Actually, it will be smarter to set the settings first. Set the sound mix values to be the sound mix master, and the class to be the class. On false, set the volume to 0. Now we can mute sounds, but the checkbox won't remember that we muted the sound. Sound will still be off, but this will confuse the player, so we need to make our character remember. Create a sound Boolean in your class. Make sure it's true by default. Then we'll cast on construct and set the checked state to match the Boolean. Lastly, we need to set the character's Boolean when we check the box. You can also add a slider to manage how much you want to reduce or increase the volume. The important setting to adjust here is the step size. For simplicity, I recommend setting it to 0.1. This essentially means how much you can increase the value per step of the slider. The slider's design is a bit confusing, so I'll just quickly set something up. Add an event on value changed. Let's see how it works. It goes from 0 to 1, just what we need. Set the volume to be the slider value. You can choose to set the slider to 0 when sound is off, or just leave it as is, but we need to set the correct value when sound is on. Now it's full by default. The last thing we need to do is to remember the slider amount value when reopening the pause widget. If we try to remember it using a variable, it won't work because it disappears every time we close the pause widget. This is because I removed the widget entirely. If you just hide it, this won't be a problem. the sound will actually be muted until you close and reopen the game. You can change level and come back and sound is still off.